craziness, zaniness, wackiness on Capitol Hill. I saw this story a little bit earlier. We bring in now Tim Burchett, congressman from Tennessee. And you're going to have to walk us through everything that happened here. But you are, my understanding, thanks for joining us, Congressman. My understanding is you are standing in the hallway of the Capitol there doing an interview, and former Speaker Kevin McCarthy comes by and basically hits you right in the kidney with his elbow. You think it was intentional. Tell us what happened. This is a crazy story.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. Big fan. I know you live in Nashville. If you ever get to Knoxville, holler at me, brother.
Hey, I'm going to be up there, Congressman. I'm going to be up there this weekend for the Georgia-Tennessee game, which I was more excited about before the Missouri-Tennessee game. Congratulations to Mizzou out there. But I'll be up this weekend.
So was I. Maybe I'll run into you, brother. But anyway, no, I was standing in the hallway outside of our conference meeting, which is what we call a caucus in Tennessee, but up here in D.C. it's called a conference. And I was doing a little interview with a lady named Claudia. She's from NPR. I haven't even tweeted about it. She put it out. I guess it went viral, and everybody saw it. And she was asking me about the budget situation. And at that time, I get this sharp pain in my kidneys, and I fall forward towards her, and she says, "Oh my gosh, I've never ever seen that happen before." And I turned around, and it was dadgum McCarthy walking by me, and then I hollered at him, and he, gutless as he is, he had his security detail, which I'm not sure why he has the security detail. He's no longer the speaker. And in tow with him, and he kind of turns and doesn't acknowledge me, and so I take off after him, and I was like, "Well, what the heck are you doing?" And he said, "I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about, And I said, "Yeah, you do. You just hit me in the kidney." And then he called me a liar. But then later in the press, he said, "Well, it was a crowded hall, and I bumped into him," which is not true. It's a small hall, but there wasn't anybody. And I was standing there by myself, this one very small lady, and now he's gone back and said that he didn't. At first he said they didn't touch me, and then he said, "Well, I just bumped into him," and then the rest of the story. His anger got the best of him. But I think it really, really shows his values and the reason he should not be in the Speaker of the House. He's the third man in line to be President of the United States, and people are asking if I'm going to bring an ethics charge against him, and other people are talking about it. And I'm up here to govern. I'm not here to get into a fight. But honestly, I guess people in Southern California, that's the way they handle things. They come up behind you and sucker punch. As you know, in Tennessee, they look you in the eye if they want to fight you, and they'll tell you to your face. And I think it's just a difference in values. And I think it really is a sad asterisk on his life, though, on his career in Congress, that he's going to go out like this.
So you think he threw a punch or caught you with an elbow in your kidney from behind because he's mad that you didn't support him as Speaker? Like, you think that's what motivated this in your mind? I can't imagine there's anything else that you would think would have motivated it.
There's 435 of us. Only 8 of us voted to depose him. And he's called me out in the CNN interview where he said, all of us were just looking for media, which he, of course, called a press conference on CNN to tell everybody that we were looking for more media, which I found kind of ironic. Of course he did it on purpose. There's no other reason. But I'm not, like I said, I didn't tweet about it. I didn't run out to the sticks and call a press conference or anything. The lady Claudia, if you'll look her name up, Claudia, I can't remember her last name, but you can follow her on X. She's the one who actually put it out on Twitter.
All right. Well, Congressman, thanks for being here. I'm wondering if we could just ask your opinion of how it's going with the new Speaker, Mike Johnson, so far. There's talk about the possibility of a government shutdown again and the budget and all this stuff. Is the new Speaker better than the old Speaker? I assume because the new Speaker hasn't elbowed you in the ribs recently, it probably is a yes for you.
He's a good man. And the lady's name is you can get it if you want to follow her on Twitter, CGRISALES, C Griselles. She's the one who tweeted about it, and it's very accurate what she says. No, here's the deal. Speaker Johnson's had the budget for 2 weeks. Kevin McCarthy's had it since January, and he chose to jam us by taking the entire month of August off. And get this, the end of the fiscal year is September 30th. And then we took off the first 2 weeks in September. Under Pelosi, we always took off the month of August. It was constituent work at home, people go on their vacations, what have you. I work more when I'm home than I do in Washington. And so, and here's Johnson's got 2 weeks to decide to do this thing. He's kind of between a rock and a hard place. And continued resolutions, or CRs as they call them, what that was done was it was an emergency situation. And in 30 years, that's what we've continued to do. It's an ambulance service that we've used as a mode of public transportation in Congress, and it's wrong because what they do is you don't have budget hearings; they just load it up with garbage, and then we continue the bad policies from under Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, and we just pass it again, and that's what we're going to end up having to do because we can't get any support out of the Senate, and we don't have enough strength. We don't have enough in the House to push it through. So that's what will end up happening. We need to make some major cuts. We need to fund Israel. We need to not fund them, but help them in their fight against Hamas. We need to build our wall, and we need border security. But this garbage that's coming out of Washington right now is not going to do any of that. As a matter of fact, some of the money will actually get to Hamas that's in this budget. And I'll be voting no.
Have you been astounded to see how many Democrats have come out and refused to condemn Hamas and, in fact, endorsed in many ways much of their action and the Palestinian defense of it?
No, because it's coming right out of our colleges and universities right now. And it's been coming out for years, this undermining of our country, this Marxist mentality. My friend AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she is my friend. We don't agree on a dadgum thing, but she's openly a Marxist. Well, she was educated in a public school. Her college and her degree was, get this, was economics. So she is she's a product of that, and that's what we're doing. We love to give our money to our alma maters. Mine's the University of Tennessee, but we need to put a string on every dollar that we give them because they are just mass producing. Our colleges and universities are mass producing people with a Marxist mentality that literally hate our country, hate our way of life, and we cannot continue down this path. We are going to implode. It'll happen from the inside. And no, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised it's not worse. I mean, Black Lives Matters. University of Tennessee, my alma mater. They all had T-shirts honoring them, and it turns out they stole most of the money. Black Lives Matters did, and it just goes down the line, man. You cannot do this. We cannot continue down this path. So it's a battle that has been waging for years and years. Yet we're just now waking up to it.
Congressman, appreciate you being here with us. And good luck to you, sir. And make sure you see him sneaking up behind you next time.
Yeah, I know. I'm used to that. If I'm at a ball game or at a tailgate or something, I kind of got my head on a swivel. I'm just not used to it up here. But I am now. So
if someone is going to go elbow on you, sir, sweep the leg.
I would give him what they call a Tennessee dog whooping, and that would take.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us. Appreciate it. All right,
yes,
so at least
sir.
we got to the bottom of that, and we got to the budget a little bit, Clay. So we'll continue to.
Yeah, no doubt. And go Vols up there in Tennessee. Big weekend, Buck. Georgia taking on Tennessee.